Hi everyone, this is Em from R&M Homestead, and I just wanted to do a quick garden update. We have lots of things growing, so I just wanted to show you a little bit of each plant and how it's doing, and just do a little July update. So right here, of course, from there all the way to over there, we got our cucumbers. We got some pickling cucumbers, and we got just some early fortune regular cucumbers, and we got lots of them in here. As you can tell, there's one right there. Lots of blooms everywhere you look. So these are doing quite well for us. They're a little bit overcrowded, but they're doing well. And then over here we have our zucchini squash, which is also pretty crowded. They got really big compared to last year, but they are doing well. And then over here we got our yellow neck squash, and they're doing really well. I have a couple that I'll probably need to pick again here soon. Lots of squash in here. That's what we got there. Then we got some cabbage that has gotten bigger, but it's pretty late and they haven't started forming heads yet, so I'm not sure if they're going to do that this year. They might just be goners. We'll see. And then we got this plant. I can't remember what it is. I think it's a Brussels sprout, but it's not producing anything yet, and last year they didn't produce. The worms got to them, so I'm not even sure it's going to do anything, so we'll have to wait and see. And that's the same thing next to it. But our tiger beans kind of overcrowded the area. It was our first time doing that, and they definitely took over. Got tiger beans everywhere, as you can tell. Just loads and loads of beans. I've never done these before, but what I looked at it was I can just leave them on the plant until they start yellowing, and then pull them off and then give it a couple days to dry, and then hopefully harvest those beans. So I mean, I'm not really sure, but I think that's what we're gonna try. If you guys know any better ways of doing it, just let me know. But we got so much here. Then we got our peas that are starting to die off, but they still are producing because it's starting to get really hot. So we'll have to start planting here in the next probably less than a month. We need to start planning our fall harvest, so we'll see how that goes. But I mean, there's still quite a bit of beans on there. As you can tell, we need a harvest of the peas. And then behind it, we had our other peas, which I'm not sure what kind they are, but they're pretty big. We need to harvest some of these here soon, but they're pretty loaded down with peas here too, as you can see. And then behind here, we've got our onions, lots of onions. So we'll see how those turn out. We did bulbs, so we've never done that either. Lots of new things this year, that's for sure. And then along here, we got our green beans, and they're doing very well. I need to harvest those again, probably tomorrow if I get some time. I mean, there is green beans everywhere, and they're really loaded, and they taste really good. We've been eating those, I would say, every 5 days. We've been eating some. So some more down here. They're everywhere. And then our tomatoes that are humongous and spreading out everywhere. Got lots of tomatoes just everywhere you look. Got some orange ones back there that we got to pick here soon. Lots of tomatoes. Even tomato that I need to just pluck out that came from seed. I think we had at least 200 we've plucked out of our garden. Just random spots that all our seeds that fell down last year came back up, and they're already kind of taking over the garden. We don't need more in here. Look at the big ones here. Lots of big ones. Which our big ones have never been this lively. So we think that's from all the compost that we had, that we made ourselves. So we're really excited about that. But they're looking great. And then our peppers. I think I got some of our peppers mixed up a little bit. But they're doing well. So you can tell our Italia peppers all over the place. I think these are our Natapino peppers. They're supposed to be like jalapenos. Got some back here, which this might be Italia or this might be the Natapino. I'm not sure. It's not forming exactly like the Italia, so we'll have to wait and see. But look at those. Humongous. Got these here. And then we got this one, which I think is either Italia or Natapino. I'm not sure, because like I said, I got some of them mixed up. So until they get really big peppers, I'm not going to be able to tell. Those two, I'm assuming, might be our banana peppers. I know we have banana peppers somewhere in here. These two plants are a lot smaller, so I'm not sure just yet. But here's some Natapino. You know what? The one at the end over there is probably Italia, because these right here are the Natapino, and as you can tell, they look definitely different than those. Looking good. Some more. And then here we have our cherry peppers, which are looking great. Look at those. They're getting really big. Looking great. And then we got our healthy peppers, which we've been picking every other day, it seems like, from these. We've got a lot inside right now. But those are doing good. And then this one, our BY pepper, which I'm not even sure what it stands for. It was something that my dad had and that we started growing for him, and we were able to keep it. So I'm not really even sure what pepper exactly it's called. I'll have to look that up. But it's still pretty small too, and nothing just yet. And then over here we got some celery. Got 3 stalks. We actually, in our last video, we said, oh, well, I think these are dead. But they actually pulled through. And they are doing amazing. Looking great. And then over here we got our okra, which is a lot. And it's starting to overrun with the tomatoes over there. Should have probably planted these a little further back. But we're still learning as we go how to space everything. Because this year there is a lot of new plants for us. So, but our okra is doing great. Getting all these little okras on here. Looking wonderful. I'm so excited. We love pickled okra. Looking really, really, really good. Then right behind it, which we need to pick up some of these grass out of here. But we have garlic in here that's coming up, and it's doing good. So that's the first year we've done those. Then over here we have 2, we call them pepperoni plants, but I know they're not called pepperoni. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but we got these peppers and they are doing great. Lots of big ones, just doing a wonderful. That one's the same kind over here, but it's still pretty small compared to this one, but this one's doing great. And then we got our Chocolate Beauty, which is our bell pepper. This one stayed small so far. And then we got these, which this one's really producing. Doing good. This one has a couple over here. And there's that one, and another one, and another one, which this one has a worm I need to get off. I'm going to get that worm off in a minute. But doing great. And then our eggplants, which, look at these. These are our first time doing them, and we got lots of them on here. Doing great. And then the one over here, which I think this one at the end is ready to pick. I just need to, yeah, look at that. I need to go get some pruners. Look at these. Doing so good. And then we got our jalapeno plants, which I'm so excited about. I love my salsas and things I can make with them. But they're starting to come on. starting to get them. Look at that. Oh, I'm so excited. Love jalapenos, and the kids love them too. And we definitely love to also put cream cheese on them and wrap them in bacon. So we're really excited to have those. And then here we need to pluck out the grass, but there is, we'll see if it does anything, but we did buy seed this year. We did the green onions. So we'll have to update you on how those do. I'm not sure if we'll get anything from them, but there is like a couple scattered through here. And then over here, we only had one that came up because our seeds were a lot older for this plant, and it's a butternut squash, and we had one come up. So nothing else came up. The rest is just grass. We need to kind of come back through here and pluck out the weeds, but that one's doing well. And then this, our pumpkins are doing amazing. They are spreading out everywhere. Oh, look at that. Getting little pumpkins too on there in different areas. I'm not sure if you can see well, but our pumpkins are doing great. And then I think it's definitely going to get crowded over here soon. We got our Amish melons, which are like a cantaloupe. And the first year we moved over here, we did those and they did well. So hopefully we'll get some more of them. And those are yummy, very tasty. But that's those. And then over here we got our watermelon, which is starting to spread out everywhere too. They are doing well. I know we have several little tiny watermelons on here, but they're really tiny at the moment. They're looking really good. See, little tiny watermelon. There's another one. And there's another one. And all the kids love watermelon. So we are excited to have our own. And then we have potatoes here that we're trying to do. And he planted some in here. We got to put some more compost up higher on there for that. And then over here, we just tried out asparagus. So we had one in each pot, but now it looks like there's 2 in this one. And there's like 3 or 4 in this one. And that's doing well. Now we're going to go out and look at the corn garden and explain a little bit about that. Welcome to our supposed to be corn garden. Seeds were a lot older. We've had them for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, and we planted them and we only had like 3 or 4 or 5 plants come up. You can see that they're there. So didn't do too well. However, somehow we've got tomatoes. Everywhere you look, there are tomato plants. Not sure how that happened. We think maybe our kids were throwing all the dead weeds once that garden was done. They were throwing all the plant weeds in here and all the seeds that came back from there. That's what we're thinking, because they are covered with tomatoes. And of course there's lots of weeds in here too, but we're just gonna let it be. But lots of tomatoes. I think we're gonna have plenty of tomatoes this year. We also had a marigold. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if we can zoom in. That came up that in here for some reason. So we're also gonna need to out, see if we can replant it in the other garden. And then we have the 2 strawberry plants we got that's being overran in here. I think what we're going to do is pull up the black tarp, because it doesn't seem like the runners can get off the tarp. They're all kind of staying on the tarp. So we're going to pull it up and hopefully we'll see how that does. But oh, look, there's another tomato. right there. Okay, and I think what we haven't showed you guys yet is we're gonna go look at the kids' garden real quick and explain a little bit about that. Okay, welcome to the kids' garden. As you can tell, we had a lot of tomatoes that did come up from seed, not counting all the ones we threw out. We had a few that we saved for the kids because our plan was, hey, let's plant some outside for the kids, and they can just come during whenever they want while they're playing outside. And if they want to harvest some of the tomatoes, they can harvest them themselves and just eat them whenever they want, because my kids really like tomatoes. So they're starting to actually produce tomatoes all over the place. So they are actually really, really excited for them. I know Silas takes care of the garden. He's the one that waters it and things like that. So it gives them a nice little chore to do and just learn more about life. And then these might not be doing too well because they're kind of like in the sun. But we had some cucumbers that we harvested from seed last year. So we were just trying a couple out right here. And if they did well, then we will just have the kids take from here and eat them when they want to, because they really love cucumbers too. So that is everything, guys. I hope you like our little July tour of the garden, and hopefully we can soon get to the animal tour or updates on that, or maybe the pantry downstairs. There's lots of different things coming, so we'll have to wait and see what the next step is. But hope you guys had a great day, and we love you guys, and God bless.